الرحمن الرحيم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق.
Good morning and welcome to Today on Saturday. I'm Tracy Grimshaw. Coming up soon on the program, we'll meet Sheikh Ahmed Deedat, the Muslim missionary who chose Good Friday to deliver a message many Christians regard as an affront. First this morning to a story that has scandalised local church leaders this Easter weekend. Sheikh Ahmed Deedat is a South African Muslim missionary who's in Australia to deliver a provocative message in his lecture, Easter, a Muslim Viewpoint. In a country that prides itself on the right to free speech, it is not the content of his lecture that's caused affront, it's the timing. Sheikh Deedat delivered his speech on the most solemn day of the Christian calendar, Good Friday. Sheikh Deedat joined me earlier. Good morning to you.
Good morning, ma'am.
What's the purpose of your visit to Australia?
My purpose is to educate my people, as well as the Christians in this country, in regards to our relationship with Christianity. Because Islam is the only non-Christian faith which makes it an article of faith for its followers to believe in Jesus. No Muslim is a Muslim if he does not believe in Jesus. See, the bulk of mankind, the non-Muslims, they do not know that in this holy book of ours, the Holy Quran, is enshrined Jesus Christ. That in this vast volume, Muhammad, the so-called author of this book, the Quran, he is mentioned far less time than Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ in this book is mentioned 500% more times than Muhammad.
But you don't believe that the Christian version of what happened at Easter is the correct version?
That is true.
What's your version?
No. So he says now, number one, that people don't know that we believe in Jesus as one of the mightiest messengers of God. We believe in his miraculous birth, which many modern-day Christians, including the bishops of the Anglican Church, they don't believe today. But we believe. We believe that Jesus was the Messiah, translated Christ. And we believe that he gave life back to the dead by God's permission, and he healed those born blind and the lepers by God's permission. And we believe that God took him up, and he's coming back. Now, all this the Christian doesn't know. He only knows that, we disagree with what we disagree with. Says now, what is the reason? Why is it that we want to be different? We want to be funny? What makes the Muslim different from the Christian?
But you don't believe that Jesus died and was resurrected at Easter?
Right. So we say the Christian is boasting that on these 3 days, these eventful days, the Passion of Jesus, there were 300 Old Testament prophecies fulfilled on this day. But I'm telling them that the one that got away, you see, in fishing, I'm an angler, and when we talk about the one that got away. The one that got away, the one that was not fulfilled. Now, I am here to educate people about the one that got away.
And you will upset Christians, though, won't you? You must, I suppose, concede that.
My motive is to educate.
But can I put to you, if we could just concentrate on this one particular issue at the moment,
yes. Can
I put to you that it will be considered insensitive by many Christians that you have chosen Easter to come and deliver this message?
No. I had no plans whatsoever. Some months ago, they were asking me for a blank slot that I have in my programs.
So it's a coincidence that it's Easter?
It is unbelievable. My very first major lecture happens to be on Good Friday.
Extraordinarily unbelievable.
It's extraordinary. But coincidences do happen. But now, to me, this is the most appropriate subject for the day. Let's say on Christmas Eve, on Christmas Day, the birth of Jesus, we are supposed to celebrate. I'm talking about the passion of Jesus. What happened to him and how he died, and then they beat him up. No, doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. When you talk about Easter at Christmas time, it doesn't make sense. You talk about Easter time.
All right, well, let's say at Ramadan, the Pope goes to Tehran and says, you've got it all wrong.
Right, okay, come.
Well, how would he be received?
His Pope, His Holiness, yes. just coincidence that you mentioned his name. He has just written a book called Crossing the Threshold of Hope. It had become the world's bestseller in 12 countries immediately on publication. In this, he says, we must have a dialogue with the Muslims. So, suppose it's a coincidence that Ramadan is the occasion when he happens to be in Tehran and we are having a dialogue. He says, now look, you people, man, you're killing yourself. Who the Pope will reason with us. He said, you Muslims, you pray 5 times a day. Every day of the year. Then, that whole month of Ramadan, you're going to go through hunger and thirst. Because from before sunrise to sunset, the Muslim, no eating, no drinking, no sniffing, no smoking. So what kind of life are you people leading? Is your God hungry for that? Is your God hungry for your prayers? Is he hungry for your fasting? He says no. Now he has a right. He has a right to say, look, there is an easy way.
Can I ask you this? Are you expecting trouble on your visit to Australia? Because I notice you have 2 bodyguards in the studio here.
This is the first time in my life. I don't know Australia. This is a rough country, or like the old cowboy days. I don't know. The cowboys and crooks we see in films. I thought maybe this vast continent, please forgive me. Please forgive me.
Australia has enshrined in its democracy freedom of speech, Sheikh. I don't think that...
I don't know. I experience it very much. I appreciate it. But you don't know, men, you don't know what's going on. Like when I go to America, the West, I don't know. There's the cowboys and crooks are still around, with the guns ready for blazing away.
Can I ask you this? Why? Do you believe that we must all worship the same God? I mean, we don't all eat the same food. We don't all speak the same language. Why must we all worship the same God? Why isn't there room for us all to differ?
No. We must tolerate each other's points of view, differences. But everybody is aiming to get a consensus. Everybody. The Christian wants the whole world to be Christianized. True or false? Look at the present moment. There are 35,000 crusaders occupied in Africa, raising the dust. Not priests, ministers of the church, but crusaders from America. They want to change the continent. They want to make Africa a Christian continent. In 1977, in Indonesia, there were 6,000 crusaders trying to convert the Indonesians, and they have succeeded so far in converting 15 million Indonesians into Christianity. And by the turn of the century, they want to make Indonesia a Christian nation. Now, this is an aim, a noble aim, from the Christian point of view. Similarly now, since Christianity is a missionary religion, Islam also is a missionary religion. As much as the Christian is out to share his faith with the rest of mankind, we also want to share our faith with the rest of mankind. And Islam, I don't know whether you know, is the fastest growing religion in the world. In the West, in Britain, there are more Muslims than Methodists.
All right, I still think there'd be plenty of people who'd question your timing, but thank you for your time this morning.
Pleasure.
A controversial South African Muslim missionary visiting Australia has found reason to thank his critics. Sheikh Ahmed Deedat says those who have criticized the timing of his first Australian lecture have done him an enormous favor. One opponent, the head of the Wesley Mission, says an anticipated attack on Christianity on Good Friday is scandalous.
As he embarks on his first Australian tour, Sheikh Ahmed Deedat says he hopes to educate Muslims about Christianity and Christians about Islam.
This Good Friday, what they're talking about, these things didn't happen. And my proof is from the Bible itself.
The timing of the first public rally on Good Friday at Sydney's Town Hall has created a storm.
Can you imagine if Christians hired the Sydney Town Hall to deny that Muhammad was a prophet, to attack the Quran and to disbase Islamic faith in the middle of Ramadan?
أفمن شرح الله صدره للإسلام فهو على نور من ربه فويل للقاسية قلوبهم من ذكر الله